Hello everyone, we're Team The Fourth Dimension, and this is our CGT 4112 final presentation. And my name is Yuanhao Liu. I'm a senior majoring in game design and animation.
And my name is Bowen Zhao, and I'm also senior majoring in game design.
And this is Nicole Lee. I'm a senior in virtual product integration.
And this is Shuhao He. My major is data visualization.
Our team created a simulated drone training program that teaches drone users how to control their drones and inform them with updated information about altitude and distance constantly as the pilot performing in a simulated environment, which is a great solution to NASA Armstrong Flight Research Center. We integrated this drone training program by using Unreal Engine, Maya, and Rhino. The pilot will be able to drive his drone through a virtual remote controller to navigate the drone through the environment. There are two types of environments provided, which are the village and the city maps. We also offered text or auditory instructions to guide the users how to fly the drones with specific steps. And I'm handed to Shuhao He to introduce our literature review.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Firstly, we have made some basic research from some official drone regulation websites, such as FAA and UAS. We consider that the basic information and differences between the personal use and commercial use. Also, we investigated the types of drone currently on the market and the functions they could achieve, including image presentation, tracking, and alerting. Given the function that the present technology can achieve, we focused on it, create models, and made a program by using Maya, Rhino, and Unreal. Next, from the research based on FAA and UAS regulations, we extracted the data and identified some restrictions during the drone flight, and then we input them into our program. After having the restrictions data including distance, time, speed, and weight, once the limit is exceeded, the alarm will be given to the operator. Now I'm going to hand it to Yuanhao to introduce the making progress of our drone and controller models.
Thank you, Shuhao. So we decided to make our drone models in Maya and our controller models in Rhino. So we eventually imported both model into Unreal, as well as with some programming. So I'm also going to talk about the functionality. So for functionality 1, we also have the main menu and instruction menu set it up. For the main menu, we have 4 tabs for the user to click on. You can see we have the maps option. If the user click on that, it will navigate to the maps, and also the instruction page on the right. So in that, we basically tell the pilot the basic control for the drones, and as well as additional features such as pausing and toggle between different perspectives. I'm gonna hand it to Bowen to talk about the maps a little bit more.
Thank you, Yuanhao. And I'm Bowen, and I'm responsible for building maps in Unreal Engine. I have made 2 kinds of flight environment simulation training maps, as you can say. The first one is a map simulating a village environment. I built this map with the idea of letting the user get familiar with the drone operation faster in a relatively simple scene, because the buildings in this scene are single. So the flying environment is friendly and stress-free for the user. And most of buildings here do not have a very high height. So the user's freedom of control in this map is relatively high. And we need to give the user a reminder to pay attention to avoiding the sudden appearance of irregularly growing plants. On the other hand, if the user wants to operate the drone in a highly modern city, we also provide a simulation of a more complex flight environment than in the village map. In order to simulate as much as possible the flight environment in the city map, I placed real scale models of buildings, streets, and landscapes in the city map. Users often face more stress when flying drones in dense areas of buildings and between tall buildings. So I recommended users to get familiar with the basic operation of drones in the village map first, and then enter the city for simulation training. In general, regardless of the environment in which the user is flying, adequate training is essential because adequate training will greatly reduce the chance of accidents, such as damage to the drone, impact on worker or buildings. And back to you, Yanhao.
Thank you, Bowen. So we also have other functionalities. So this one, we decided to put the time limit and how much weight the drone gun carries. And as heads-up display within both maps, we feel like those fundamental rules and information should be always visible and obvious and remind the user at all times. And for other functionality, we also set it up a corner screen. For one, we feel like the corner screen is more clear than the original screen on the controller. And we also added more functionality within that screen widget. First of all, is the altitude feature, and the other one is visibility distance. We did that by implementing line trace. So we believe that by adding those will help the pilot better navigate around both environments. So the pilot know exactly how high is he flying, and what is the distance and how far away he can look at. So on the right side, on the top left corner, we also have a speed detector that indicates for speed in miles per second. The maximum speed for drone is 100 miles per hour, and that translates into 0.027 miles per second. Unfortunately, we do not have the feature for pilot to change the speed yet, but we still believe that having this feature will clearly tell the pilot, okay, like he's flying within a given speed range, so he's okay to fly in those speed. And here we have some more demonstrations. First of all is the city maps, the main menu widget. So if we click on the instruction, we'll jump into the instruction page, and pilot need to first read through all the controls and other features, and then we click on the back button, or be back. And the others is the city map, the village map demonstration. So if we click on the village map, yeah, we'll jump in the village map area. And once we step on the controller, we'll be able to control the drone. So as we ascending, as he's approaching the waters, if he get too close, the warning text will start to show off. As you can see that we can fly at least 2 meters above the water. So as we keep approaching and flying around the buildings, another test will pop off, and also the alerting sound will start to pop off. Yeah, as we get too close, the red test will show off, telling the user you can be 30 feet away within the buildings. And the alarming sound will eventually disappear as you just fly away. Yeah, and right now we just need to test for the altitude. So just keep ascending to the maximum altitude. Another red test will show off, and the alarming sound will start to show off again. Yeah, we're still, once we get to 400 feet, which is 121 meters, and the red test will start to show off again. Yes. And the sound will eventually disappear as you step down to a certain altitude. And that's it for this map. We also have another demo. And this is for the city map. So within that map, we have a specific person in this map. So right now we're just trying to look for the person and navigator, yeah. So for the rules, it says that we can't fly over people. So as we just stay right on top of the people, the red text will show off and says we can't fly around people, and we need to be at least 160 feet away. And we also have vehicles in this map. Right now, we're trying to approach to the vehicles here. As we are approaching, if we get too close, the red text will show off again. It says that we need to be at least 98 feet away from vehicles. And in no circumstances, we can't fly around a moving vehicle. And since there are a lot of buildings in this map, if we get too close to the buildings, the alarm will start to pop up again. Since there are a lot of buildings, so the alarms will get pop up multiple times. So it's harder for a player to navigate here. So if we press V, so it's a first person perspective, so the player can choose to see the original screen on the controller. Yeah, and that's it for the demonstration. I'm gonna hand it to Shuhao to talk about the user feedback.
Thank you, Yuanhao. After we finished our initial prototype, we built a survey and sent it to 3 different users who are 1 undergraduate student, 1 university faculty, and 1 drone flight amateur. The survey included detailed instructions on how to operate the program and the criteria metrics for each step. What's below is 1 example of the program and the user's feedback. This survey and user feedback are to make sure that every detail will be functionally accomplished before we hand the acceptance to our client. The next part is our acceptance test. Based on the user's feedback, we improved our program and finalized our acceptance test details. The result of that are very good. We have passed everything we promised on our proposal, and we got satisfying feedback from the clients. The next part is our team members' responsibilities on this project. I'm Shuhao He, and my main responsibilities are literature review part, marketing outreach, creating website, and the acceptance test.
I am Yuanhao Liu, so I'm responsible for the Unreal UI designing and programming, and Unreal programming for the training program, and I also created 3D models for the drone in Maya.
I'm Bowen Zhao, and I'm responsible for Unreal level design and acceptance test form create.
And this is Nicole Lee. I'm responsible for the 3D modeling for the controller, acceptance test, and also customer outreach and market research. And to sum up, our simulated drone training program provides visual and auditory instructions or alerts for drone pilots. The users are able to control the character and drone in the program by using the virtual controller. In order to enable those users to have pleasant experience flying the drones, while reducing the chance of threatening the safety of others and the safety of themselves, our instructions will strictly follow the existing rules of NASA's unmanned aircraft systems, which include recreational flyers in modular community-based organizations, certificated remote pilots, including commercial operators, public safety government users, and also education users. One of the great benefits of the virtual training program we created is that it enables drone users to access help at any time and anywhere without having the danger of exposure to the virus. I believe our program is a brilliant choice for all the drone users. And that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.